Hey, what's up guys, it's Scares here, and our first story of today comes from the massive YouTuber Matthew Santoro. Now, Matthew recently decided to move back to Toronto from LA, okay, and he's been tweeting about this, he's been posting about this on social media. Now, while Matthew was in this process of moving, he was robbed, okay? They robbed him of literally everything. The only stuff he has now was the stuff that he had with him, but for some reason, he was robbed of everything when he had this moving company hired to move all this stuff for him. So he thinks here the moving company might actually be involved here, and this might actually become a lawsuit. Just watch this.
As many of you know, I just moved all.
Matthew tweeted this out. He says, "It's not the fact that I have nothing left. It's that some things can't be replaced. Family pictures of my Nona who passed. My YouTube plaques from 2014, all of the raw footage from my old videos, none of it can be replaced. I woke up to dozens of messages and emails from people offering to help. Thank you all for your kindness during this time. It's greatly appreciated and makes me feel like I've got a lot of support in a pretty lonely situation." So this is a really sad story coming out here from Matthew Santoro. And if he did start a GoFundMe or something for people to donate to, I definitely would be sure to shout that out, because this is actually really awful, and I don't think any of us want to lose everything. I mean, that is just so terrible. Now, our next story of today comes from Joe Rogan. So Joe Rogan recently said some comments on his podcast that got a lot of gaming content creators upset. He says here that video games are a waste of time for most people. Now, this clip has over 7.3 million views on Twitter. Just watch this.
And video games are a real problem. They're a real problem. You know why? Because they're fucking fun.
Addictive.
And you don't, yeah, well, I have a real problem with them. And you do them, and they're real exciting, but you don't get anywhere. Right. It's like you could do like martial arts, right? You could learn jiu-jitsu. You get obsessed by jiu-jitsu, and then 3 years later, you're like an elite jiu-jitsu athlete. You're entering in competitions. You're a purple belt.
You're moving up.
Yeah, you're doing well. Right. You're thinking like, I might be able to open my own school one day.
You got confidence.
Yeah, if I have 100 students and those 100 students are paying me X amount of dollars per month, I can make a living. Holy shit, I can have this would be amazing. And then you see your jiu-jitsu school, and your jiu-jitsu instructor has all these students and drives a Mercedes, and he's got a nice family, and like, that's the future. This way you're doing something exciting and fun, and you don't. Or you could just be playing fucking video games. 3 years later, you could be that same kid just playing video games, waiting for the next whatever the fuck game is, next Xbox game to come out, and you're gonna waste your time.
So one of the biggest gaming content creators out there, Ninja, responds to this in his own Twitter video. This video has almost 1 million views. Just watch this.
I saw the most recent clip going on about Joe Rogan, his comment about video games. He talks about how, gaming can potentially not really get you anywhere, right? You're putting a lot of time into it, and you're just mindlessly playing video games. I just don't think what Joe doesn't really understand then the full context of what the gaming community is, and how many different avenues you can be successful in gaming. I mean, there's streaming, just content creation, YouTube, being a professional player, being a freaking coach. I mean, you can be incredibly understanding of a game but not have the physical capacity to be able to get pentakills every single round and every single game. But that doesn't mean that there's not a job for you, right? That doesn't mean there's not a place for you in the gaming community where you can be successful, especially when coaches are being valued more and more in the gaming community now, which is a beautiful thing to see, because coaches have been in sports forever. So I mean, I'd love to go on and talk about it more, but I think that if you guys are in the gaming scene, we all know there are so many different ways you can be successful. There's so many different ways that you can make a living out of it.
Another well-known gamer in the community known as Pamaj tweeted out here saying 99.9% of gamers only play video games. The 0.01% are not only playing, but also editing, using socials, creating content, networking, and don't forget also better than your average casual gamer. So you had a lot of mixed opinions about Joe Rogan's comments here. Slasher tweeted this out. He says, Joe Rogan has been playing Quake for like 20 years and has brought on pros and devs as guests. His comments come from a place of being borderline addicted to video games more than anything. If you're gonna get mad at Joe Rogan, there's way better stuff to choose from. You had other people coming out saying that Joe Rogan's comments were taken out of context. An engineer for Call of Duty tweeted this out. He says, Joe Rogan's video game take is blowing up. His comments are taken out of context. He is a parent discussing children playing all day, every day, playing video games. He says it's not healthy. He is right. Indulging in entertainment to the exclusion of all else is not healthy. The gaming YouTuber Drifter responded here saying exactly this. Yes, video games can be addicting, and some people do nothing but game. That's not healthy. Every life needs balance. Now, TSM Myth had a pretty interesting take on this. He says, people really blew this entire Joe Rogan thing way out of proportion. It's okay to admit that there's a serious unhealthy side of gaming, and it's also okay to admit that gaming as a hobby isn't the most beneficial on paper, but it's a hobby, so just sit back, relax, and have fun like you're supposed to do with hobbies. Now, the YouTuber Review Tech USA responded saying, I watched Joe Rogan's full clip, and you know what? He has a point. If you're gaming 10 hours a day with no aspirations, you're fucked. It may not be a popular opinion, but he's right. So you had very mixed opinions on this topic here. You had people that were disagreeing with Joe, saying this was a very bad take from him. You also had people saying this was blown out of proportion. You had people saying that this was taken out of context, and you had people saying that Joe Rogan was right. Now, our next story of today comes from the YouTuber known as Tana Mongeau. So Tana Mongeau is a massive YouTuber, and recently she's been partying a lot, okay? She's been posting multiple videos to her social medias, showing herself partying with other people without a face mask on. As all of us know, we're in the middle of a global pandemic. So a few nights ago, Tana Mongeau was out partying with another YouTuber known as Erica Costell, and she posted to her Instagram story where she says here that she doesn't care. This clip has over 1 million views on Twitter. Just watch this.
Listen, we don't fucking care. Sorry.
So people were really upset with Tana Mongeau yesterday because of how dangerous it is in California right now. And Death Noodles tweeted this out. He says, Tana and Jake Paul were at BOA's steakhouse before going to the party. Jake Paul does not appear to have gone to the party. Jake Paul has been in contact with people who tested positive for COVID, like Tanner Fox. Jake never self-quarantined. In fact, Jake Paul and his team said they don't care. So Tana Mongeau and other influencers have been called out over the last few weeks because they continue to party after people are telling them this is messed up, especially because they're posting this to social media for all of their followers to see. The YouTuber known as Repsiam responding here saying, dude, I'm about to go into a rage mode video on Tana at this point. How can someone be this deranged to say something like this when there has been almost 150,000 deaths in the USA alone and it's only going up? I'm so sick of people putting others' lives at risk. Now, the other YouTuber who Tana Mongeau was partying with here, known as Erica Costell, responded and apologized here. She says, hey guys, I would just want to apologize for the video that was posted last night on Tana's Instagram story. The comment we made was not intended as it was perceived. Saying we don't care was about our previous beef. It was in no way related to the coronavirus pandemic we are in. However, I understand that this came off as offensive during this time. It was insensitive, careless, and stupid for me to even be at a party during this pandemic. I'm truly sorry to anyone who I let down or upset in any way, and I fully take accountability for my actions. Now, the well-known YouTuber Mac Does It responded here saying, we've been in this for 4 months. We've all been in this. We're all in this together. Your actions through this reflect on us all. If you do something bad, we all look bad. So excuse me when I say a simple note app apology doesn't erase the damage. Do better or say nothing at all. Now, Tana Mongeau also came out and apologized for this today on her Instagram story. She posted here saying, partying and going to any social gatherings during a global pandemic was such a careless and irresponsible action on my behalf. I fully hold myself accountable for this, plus I will be staying inside. Actions like this don't deserve a platform, and I want to fully apologize and be better than this. I'm sorry, while Erica and I were referring to past drama in our video, the topic no longer matters. I need to be a better example and person. So you had lots of YouTubers coming out here criticizing Tana Mongeau's apology for this. The YouTuber Elijah Daniel responded here saying, nah, grow up, Tana Mongeau and Erica. I don't care what drama this was in regards to you, but you are still partying during a pandemic that has left over 149,000 people dead. You are adults. Tell your millions of followers that this is not okay and go quarantine yourselves. And then Elijah Daniel tweeted this out this morning. He says, warning, a lot of influencers have been confirmed to me tested positive for COVID-19 after the influencers' parties. Like a lot. And they aren't saying anything and aren't warning people that they came in contact with after. If you attended, get tested. Y'all caused an outbreak. Thanks. Now our next story of today comes from the huge streamer and YouTuber Valkyrie. Now Valkyrie tweeted this out yesterday. She says, blocking anybody that spams demands me to make an OnlyFans. It'll never happen. I'd rather be off social media entirely and restart with a different job if this career fails, which I won't. Nothing wrong with people who do OnlyFans, it's just not the lifestyle I would want to live. Now Pokemon responded saying this, agreed on both parts. Can people just stop asking others to make an OnlyFans? If someone wants to, all the power to them, but constantly pressuring someone to do it via tweets is just weird. So you had a lot of female creators coming out yesterday saying here that they would never start an OnlyFans and they don't want people to message them asking them to start one. Now our next story of today comes from the YouTuber Jake Paul. So I'm sure you guys know Jake Paul just a few days ago released his new music video and his new song, and this song actually completely blew up and people thought the lyrics are pretty good. Now KSI came out in a video today and he admits here that he thinks the lyrics are good, but he claims that Jake Paul didn't even write the song. He says that other people wrote the song for Jake Paul, one of these people being Designer. Just watch this.
No way this motherfucker has written this. There's no way. Nah. Someone wrote this for him. Because this is this is just levels above what Jake can do. There's just no way. Yo, what is this? This actually just sounds alright. I don't believe you wrote that, but you know, if you did, fair play, man. Out of all the tunes you ever made, that was the first one. I was like, yeah, this is alright. I mean, don't get me wrong, you're still a fucking douchebag. Jake, you don't have to write your music. You can do a Rice Gum. It's cool, but don't come at me saying I don't write my music, because I write all of my songs. All of them. And you don't. So we can't compare each other, okay? We're on different realms, okay? I mean, it is what it is. Why would Designer be on the writers if he didn't write the song? Like, why isn't Jake Paul in the writers? So yeah, it's done. Hey, bro, you better pay them enough, because they are doing wonders for you for those lyrics, bro.
Now, Jake Paul is trying to refute this. He says here that he actually wrote the song and that some of these sites that are coming out saying that he didn't write the song are completely BS. Jake Paul tweeted this out. He says, "Genius isn't a credible source for song credits. What's going on here is that people can't handle that I made a good song and they're doing everything they can to make it seem like I didn't write it. A random user inserted names under the producer and writer section. People are mad." Jake Paul then went on his Instagram story and even showed text conversations between him and Designer here, saying that he created the song trying to, I guess, clear up the whole situation here.
So this is Genius, a crowdsourced website with 25 contributors adding to my song saying that Designer wrote it. But on real songwriting credits, so for example, Panda, Designer's song, on real songwriting credits, the song's by Designer, but who wrote it? Songwriters. Sidney Selvey III, which is Designer's real name. On real credits, they don't have artist names, they have your legal name.
Now, our final story of today's video is very serious. Okay, this comes from the Twitch streamer known as Angel Walks. This guy plays a lot of Warzone on his streams. Now, while Angel was streaming Warzone earlier, his family came to him and had told him that his brother had passed away. I mean, this was so sad.
My brother just died. I have to go.
No. What?
Now, Angel tweeted this out afterwards. He says, "I was in the middle of the gauntlet when my family came to my door panicking, yelling that my brother was cold and not moving. I've already lost so much. I don't know how to move forward." He then tweeted out here saying, "I need to sell my stuff to help pay for the funeral." He posted here saying, "I hate to ask for help. I'm so used to being alone in all of this, but my family really is in need. If you have a moment, please check out this link. I'm raising money for funeral expenses for my brother, Roberto Perez. Click to donate." And he shows a GoFundMe here of funeral expenses for his brother. Now, this has already reached its goal, but Angel says here that he's going to need a lot more to be able to pay for some of these expenses here. So we are actually going to donate all the proceeds from this video to this GoFundMe, hopefully to help him out a little bit more. Now, Angel tweeted this out. He says, "Thank you everybody that has reached out today. I lost my brother and haven't had much time to process anything, but I just want to thank you guys, especially the M fam, from the bottom of my heart for doing everything you've done to make sure my family gets through this." And that's it for our video today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to leave a thumbs up and please check out the GoFundMe in the description below if you want to help this guy out in any way possible. It would really help, and I'll see you later. Peace.